Hello and welcome everybody. I'm Rose Smith from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com. I've got this week's Pick a Card weekly tarot reading. Okay, so it's very simple. Just pick a number now between 1 and 5. I like to have a little vision first and then I'll turn the cards over. Okay, do you have your number? I've got mine. Let's go to the board and have a look at what these cards have to say. Okay, so card number 1, closing my eyes. What do I see? I'm in a tunnel. Okay, I had this morning on Facebook as well, in a tunnel, but this tunnel is a bit lighter now. And it is true that when you bring your awareness or consciousness to a situation, it sheds light, it casts light onto the situation. Okay, so it's like coming out of a dark place into the light. So some insight and awareness coming up around you if you've picked card number 1. The card that comes up is the 4 of Swords, and that's pretty self-explanatory. It is pretty dark there. This person is exhausted and needs more sleep. Okay, try not to do too much and just, really look after yourself and put your time and energy at a priority, okay? Otherwise, exhaustion could come through, okay? So you need to take plenty of breaks if you picked card number 1. Number 2, card number 2, what do I see? I see an old-fashioned clothes peg, which is sort of like a method of attaching things. And so this is about your attachments. So it doesn't necessarily mean a relationship, although it could be, but it's the things that or situations or people that you're attached to, and that is the focus coming up this week. You might be looking at that and seeing how you can improve the situation. The card that comes up is the Ace of Wands. This is wonderful because you're going to have some new, inspiring and positive energy come into your life. Here's the Crown of Thorns, so like a little bit of sacrifice is involved, but it produces lovely green shoots, okay? And this is, the crown is what you wear on your head, obviously, and it's relating to your crown chakra and the energy coming down, and this is going to give you new ideas. So Ace is all about new beginnings. You can see the mountains in the background, so some challenges with it. It's not necessarily easy, but there is a lot of green in this card. I don't know if you can see that on your monitor. Look at these green leaves. Some action needs to be taken, so it's like you're going to be more motivated to start something new and to do what's necessary, and Spirit is giving you the energy to take some action on that matter. Alrighty, number 3, what do I see? I was standing on I thought it was like the end of a promontory, like a piece of land jutting out into the ocean, but it's not. What it is somebody's foot. The focus is on the big toe and the area going down to the big toe. This is about your neck and your head. And also your face, particularly. So maybe be a little bit cautious that you don't lose face in some way. There's some cutting going on here, and it's like you might need to cut back on something. So it's like you had a plan to do something, but you have to cut back on it, which might be problematic. The Chariot is about moving forward with vim and vigour and gusto. Maybe you need to cut something back in order to do that. So there's only so much time, energy and money that we have, and you might need to cut back on something so that you can move forward in another area. Take the bull by the horns and really go for it. You see these 2 statues here of the Egyptian goddess cat. The goddess is Bast, so these Bast cats here, that's all about your intuition. It's important to listen to your intuition when you surge forward full of dynamism to get things done. You'll see she's carrying a a staff here, like a royal staff or scepter, if you like, and it's about your sovereignty and your independence. So this card is saying move forward with independence and get stuff done. You might, in that process, you might have to decide, you might have competing objectives, so you might have to decide which one it is that you're going to move forward on first, because we can't do everything all at the same time. We can do it, but not all at the same time. Often, it's just too much. Okay, it's a major arcana card, so this one, for number 3, is that it could take up your time for some considerable time, months, perhaps even years. Okay, number 4, closing my eyes now. What do I see? I hear chains rattling or bells rattling or ringing. It's metal clanking is what I can hear. There's a definite maritime feel, like the ocean is in the background somewhere here. I think I'm on a wooden sailing ship, okay, and it feels like a couple of 100 years ago. I'm getting a smell of the timber. Yeah, it's not ideal, to say the least. It's like I'm down underneath, and there's sort of like wet timber, rotting timber. Yeah, it's not very nice. Okay, so of course, this could be some ancestral memory or even a past life. However, if you look at it symbolically, it's like going down into the ocean of your subconscious. So there's something that smells. It's not an ideal situation. You're getting to where you need to go, but not in a very salubrious or luxurious way, okay? Yeah, it's like being a sailor in the 1800s on these big wooden ships, and they'd have a hammock and they share the hammock with like 5 or 6 other people, and work out. They have to work out a rotation, for sleeping and all this sort of thing in the hammock. So it's like, how can you improve your life and get to where you need to go? Okay. Let's see what card we get there. I'm sure there's a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. And I'm going to go with that one on top. The card that comes up is the Queen of Cups. It's about listening to your emotions. If you've picked card number 4, are you in the situation where you're forcing yourself to do something where you really don't want to do it, but you know you have to do it, so you're just forcing yourself? It's a bit like that. It's like you're going in the right direction. It's hard to get to where you want to go. So the clue here is in your emotions, okay? Maybe focusing more on positive things, having less to do with negative things, get away from that sort of darker type energy and get yourself into the light, especially sunlight. Of course, you don't want to overdo it and get sunburnt or, but 20 minutes of sunlight in the morning, or even go and get some light therapy, would probably help. You want to imagine the light coming into you, maybe some gold light, imagine the sun just flowing into every cell, re-enlivening you. Your emotions can turn things around. There's beautiful aqua and green here. It's about talking about things that are positive, things that you love doing, focusing on the positive and the optimistic, rather than focusing on the negative. And look at the big picture, okay? Take a big picture view of, it's not easy. It's a bit like, when you're some of you may know, at university, and like university students, they live in really, some of them live in really dire circumstances. It used to be in like the old days, like the 70s and the 60s, they live in really dire sort of dives of flats, It's a bit like that. It's like, you're getting there, but so focus on the positive a bit more. Okay, and card number 5. What do I see? Okay, so there's a feeling of Christmas here. We're over Christmas. We've done the holidays. We're over the new year. But it's like there's still gifts that are unwrapped. It's like you've got some presents there and you haven't unwrapped them. Now that might be actual. Sometimes I'm a bit take a bit of time to get those presents unwrapped. However, this also refers to spiritual gifts, and it's like these natural talents and abilities, and you haven't uncovered them yet. So they're there and they're just waiting for you to look and to find them, basically, within you. So, of course, it could be clairvoyance or psychic ability, but it's also other things like art, creativity. Confidence is a great one to get. I notice it's interesting looking at the different countries. I notice Australians tend to be a little bit self-effacing, like in comparison to, say, Americans. Americans seem to have more confidence. But the New Zealanders or the Kiwis, some of them think that Australians are quite brash. So it's all relative to where you're at, and like the English, I won't say there's a lack of confidence, but there's restraint. They hold themselves back. We have these themes in countries. So it's just things that, collective archetypes, I guess, for each country. And you might find if you go and live in another country, for example, then you take on some of that energy of that country, and that could be quite helpful. If you are thinking about doing that, I would recommend that you get your locational astrology done first and see where your location lines for each planet, what countries they go through. Because you would have, if you, for example, had Pluto going through where you want to go, that would be highly transformational but very challenging. And then you can make a decision based on, whether you want to accept those challenges or not. The Fool, all about stepping out of your comfort zone. Go and look for your talents and your abilities, okay? Here's like the promontory I saw before for the previous card. You can step off, land in the drink and find hidden treasure, or you can step off and sprout wings and fly. The thing is, though, there are often people that are trying to hold you back. People that know you, once they find out your plans, they don't really like your plans because it requires a lot of sugar and energy for them to process that in their brains and to come to terms with the new situation. But really, it's your decision, regardless of what other people say, even the people you love. Just take the action and find out once and for all. There's a lot of growth in this, and you'll learn a lot. There's tiny dragonflies in the background. I don't know if you can see on your device. And this can indicate magic. There's some sort of magic in being prepared to go out into the world, try something new, even if it doesn't work out. You might say, I'm moving to London for a year, and you might last 3 months. Because it's particularly hard. So I'd say make sure you research before you go so you know what you're getting into. However, taking that step, even if it is, only 3 months, it's worth it in terms of experience. Major Arcana card. It's likely to last for some months to even possibly years. So we've got 2 majors there, an Ace of Wands, Queen of Cups, and 4 of Swords. Okay, so 2 majors is pretty normal. That's nothing unusual for this coming week. Alrighty, so that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, leave a like and a comment. That would be appreciated. Mostly have a fabulous week. I'll see you all again soon. Thanks and bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website absolutesoulsecrets.com for all things spiritual. Have a lovely day.